We are live on this beautiful Saturday night in the Southern California desert at one of Golden Boy Promotions' favorite stops, the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino, for an action-packed card capped off by the Super Featherweight Championship of the World. We welcome you inside the event center as we prepare for the always entertaining JoJo Diaz, who faces the extremely dangerous body-punching savant, Shavkat Rakhimov, who averages a whopping 69 punches per round. That's our main event coming up later tonight, but right now, how about we jump right into the ring with one of the most feared men in boxing, at least considering he's only had 6 professional fights. He is Beck the Bully, 24 years old. He was supposed to fight Kovalev a couple weeks ago, but he faces Morgan Fitch tonight, who's 13 years younger. He's taller and will enjoy a 3.5 reach advantage. We're scheduled for 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division.
Beck is listening to the instructions that his corner gave him to actually get more feints, just like he did right there before he attacked.
Fitch is hurt here. Fitch is hurt bad.
Got caught with the right hand, and he's going back against the ropes, the one place you do not want to be. He's looking for a reprieve here as his nose has been busted open. Let's see how much longer Fitch can hang in there. 20 seconds to go in round 2. 24 out of the 37 landed punches by Melikuziev were to the body over the first 2 rounds, but there was a headshot. And another one. And Fitch is about ready to go.
Oh, this isn't going to last too much longer. Morgan Fitch is not reacting to the punches of Melikuziev right now. Everything's landing solidly.
And again, you listed those names that were not interested in fighting this guy, so let's give Fitch kudos just for even stepping in there as he takes a knee.
Down. You can't do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You turn your back on him like you're going to take a knee. It's on you. Are you okay? You want to continue? I can't let you take a beating, Morgan. Okay, box.
Let's see if he's got one last hurrah.
Wasn't a very enthusiastic yes to that question from Jack Reese.
No, he wasn't even looking at him in the face or the eyes. That tells you right there that Morgan Fitch, he has more heart than he does legs right now.
Another good body shot by Melikuziev, the left to the body. It's just which shot is going to finish the job here. That's the only question.
You know, I'd like to see Jack Reese step into the next big shot. It's clear Morgan Fitch is pretty hurt. He's showing great courage, hanging in there, staying on his feet, but he's being outclassed right now.
Oh, right, that might have been below the belt, but they will wave it off. He's down, he's out. Bektemir Melikuziev, as easy as you'd like. 7-0 with 6 KOs.
That looked like it was a low blow, but it was the best option for Morgan Fitch right there, just to get out of this fight, because he was bound to get stopped with something big.
Shane Mosley Jr., winner of 3 in a row. He's 30 years old, 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. He'll be facing Christian Olivas. Jab is working very well for Mosley as he continues to split the guard. And kind of with the right hand. These are starting to add up, and you can see the face now of Olivas showing the damage. And we're only in round number 3.
Because Mosley Jr. is fighting loose. He's just letting his hands go. He's not really reacting to anything. And those are punches that are actually taking effect on Olivas, shutting that eye already.
Should Olivas change strategy here as he continues to get peppered at distance?
Well, when you're getting peppered like that, it's hard to go inside. And Olivas is not much of a head. He doesn't move his head that much. He's not, fast-footed. He's not really fast with his hands. He just has heavy punches.
Stop. No punch. Good job. Turn on, Shane. Let's go.
Thomas Taylor, our referee tonight. He'll also be in the main event.
If I were Mosley Jr., I just would keep aiming at that eye with sharp jabs like that. A jab itself can bring an end to this fight if that eye continues to swell like that.
If it ain't broke, don't break it. Keep going back to the well. And there, Olivas got a little bit off balance. And maybe we spoke too soon about this perhaps going the distance, Chris, because Mosley Jr. is starting to do some damage.
Olivas looks like he's tiring out a little bit. There's another big shot from Mosley that's been backing Olivas up.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Caught him with the left. And of course, he never saw it coming. How could he? And then another one, Mosley loading up with the left hand now.
Yeah,
3 straight left hooks.
This is just really smart fighting by Shane Mosley. He knows the eye is closed, and he's sort of winging that hook wide so Olivas can't see it.
All right, stop. No punch. No punch.
And the right hand right up the middle. Valiant effort by Olivas, but then, oh, he caught him again right towards the bell with a left hook.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen. Let's go.
A ray of sunshine on what has been a very cloudy night. And that should just about do it.
Fight's over, guys.
The fight is over.
Hey, guys,
Wisely,
fight's
that
over.
ends. But Olivas fought as long and as hard as he could, but in the end, he had stopped for the first time in his career, and Shane Mosley Jr. was the man to do it.
Hey, that is a very good win for Shane Mosley Jr.
Next tonight, here from the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino, Super Bantamweight contest between Ronnie Rios and Oscar Negrete.
Good shots right there. See all those? He's not loading up on them, but they're nice and planted. His feet are nice and planted, not falling off balance.
One of Rios' best wins was one that has aged quite well, actually, back in 2014. Got a 10-round unanimous decision victory over Andrew Cancio, who now holds the WBA World Super Featherweight title.
Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads.
And true to form, Negrete said, listen, I'm gonna take it easy the first 5 rounds, but he's gonna be very, very careful.
Those are big shots right there. You can't be too careful. As a smaller man, he can't be blocking shots like those. They're still gonna be able to, he's still gonna be able to feel him even if he's blocking him.
Got it, guys. Work out.
Promised punches galore nonstop from Negrete.
Negrete doesn't know any other way. He's never been down. He just throws a lot of punches. That's how he's become successful as a boxer, by throwing so many punches.
Nice left hook for Rios. And downstairs, back upstairs, and back downstairs again. Nice body shot. And that affected Negrete. You could see the grimace in his face.
You could tell the heavier punches coming from Rios. He's just a naturally bigger fighter.
Forehead, headbutt. Let's go, okay? Let's go.
And that cut above the forehead is in a tough spot. It's right above that left eye.
Ooh, nice combination. Followed up with an uppercut and back downstairs again. And these will certainly have to break down Negrete as these rounds continue.
Negrete is hoping that Rios will struggle making weight and that he's gonna die down. But right now it looks like Rios actually is getting stronger with those body shots even as the rounds go on.
So Negrete believes Rios will slow down these later rounds, but you have to get to those later rounds first and foremost. He's taking a pretty good beating right now.
A right cross from Rios. It was oozing with confidence. You can just start to feel it brimming right now as he backs Negrete up into the corner.
Negrete turning southpaw now, coming out. Now he's seen more aggressive. It's after the 5th round now, Todd. So he said after the 5th round is going to be his fight. And Negrete's coming out right now as a southpaw with a lot of pressure.
So they've let him out of his cage, so to speak.
You're the one that brought up Algeria.
I know, another reference to Chris. So what message is Ronnie Rios now sending to the 122-pound division?
I think he's a contender. I'm not sure which title he's going to be able to get a shot at in the near future. There are some very good fighters in the 120-pound division. MJ Akhmadaliev is the unified champion. Luis Nery has a title. Stephen Fulton, who had a great performance a couple of weeks ago, is a title holder. Brandon Figueroa, a secondary title holder. I know Golden Boy would like to match Rios with any of them. And I think based on the performance we're seeing tonight, I think he'd be able to hold his own against any of them.
I have to agree. I think we're seeing a a reinvigorated version of Ronnie Rios. A lot was expected out of him when he was a prospect and a title challenger. But after those 2 losses, you know, people kind of gave up on him. But now we're seeing a new version of Rios, even at this stage of his career. Still hungry, looking good. It's a polished and sharp performance by Rios.
Stop at the bell, guys. Stop at the bell.
Ronnie Rios made it look easy, and it's never easy when you fight Oscar Negrete.
All round.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and here are the totals. Both Fernando Villarreal and Dr. Lou Moret have it 100-90. Rudy Barragan scores it 99-91. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision from Santana Califas, Ronnie Rios.
Right now, we get set for our co-main event of the evening, and it is for the WBO Junior Middleweight title, a 12-rounder between Brazil's Patrick Teixeira, 31-1 with 22 KOs, and Brian Castano out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's undefeated, 16-0-1 with 12 KOs. The over-under on this fight, about 10.5 rounds, was basically a pick-em. From what you've seen so far, do you think this goes the distance, Sergio?
No, it doesn't look good for Teixeira right now. It looks like he's struggling with the pressure of Castano. This is what Castano does. He breaks down opponents with strength and pressure and explosiveness, punching from all angles.
Man, we're going to have to get to the 7th round before I wave the white flag on Patrick Teixeira. If you only watch the first 6 rounds of that fight against Adames, he was getting dominated. His face was a bloody mess. He dug down and knocked Adames down in that fight in the 7th, and that changed the course of the fight. He may have to do the exact same thing, land the kind of punch that puts Castano down to change the course of this one.
And listen, that's a great point, Chris, and I'm not putting it past Teixeira, because this is exactly, you're right, how he looked against Adames in that first half of the fight, and he turned it on in the second half.
We've seen fighters over the years that have to get hurt really before they light up. Evander Holyfield was world famous for that. Just when you thought he was done, he was just getting started. Nice right hand there for Teixeira. But Castano certainly applying all the pressure here in round 3.
I'm really impressed with Castano so far. He is just everything we've seen in some of his bigger fights. I thought he won the Arislandi Lara fight. We're seeing a lot of that type of pressure, those types of attacks.
Good left uppercut for Teixeira.
Teixeira landed 2 uppercuts on the inside. He's going to have to fight Castano on the inside just like he did with Adames. I'm telling you, this is not enough. The length, the size, the advantage of being so tall, it's not going to be enough for Teixeira. He's going to have to dig down deep and get the respect of Castano on the inside. Teixeira backing up Castano now, but Castano catching and countering nicely. Anytime Teixeira lands something, Castano comes right back with a counter shot.
Catch and shoot. And if you didn't see Beto Duran's report earlier, that is indeed Diego Maradona's likeness on the back of the trunks of the Argentinian Brian Castano, a tribute to the fallen soccer legend.
Teixeira going to the body in this round. Not really hurting Castano so much, but he's been very good at aiming downstairs.
No, and he's following his corner's instructions finally. He's going forward, aiming for the body, attacking, getting a little bit more aggressive. That's what he did. That's what he's going to have to do if he's going to have to win this fight, or get respect out of Castano.
Oh, big right hand, and that buckled Teixeira for a minute. But he stands up again and comes back. Teixeira as tough as you'd like. How much longer can he take this punishment?
Castano not forgetting about the body. He landed a big overhand right, landed right on the money with Teixeira, not forgetting about the body again.
Good uppercut.
That was a Vicious body shot.
Oh, and that left hand really caught Teixeira clean as he backed up against the ropes. A minute 15, Teixeira still can't escape the pressure.
That's the left hook. It's the left hook I was talking about early in the fight. He's been looking for that throughout the course of this, and now
Teixeira turning around in his back. Castano's corner, urging him on. They want the finish.
If Castano lets his hands go, he'll get the stoppage.
Jack Reed's taking a close look, but he knows he's experienced enough not to stop this fight unless absolutely necessary.
Teixeira continues to turn his back, but there is nowhere to go. You cannot escape Castano's pressure.
It was the body shot, Todd. I'm telling you, the body shot that really hurt Teixeira, and that's what started the overhand rights and left from Castano. If I were Castano, I'll go right back down with that left hand to the body. Just like that, double it up.
But again, Teixeira showing you how much heart he has got, refusing to cave.
No doubt about it, Teixeira's tough as a maker, tough as nails, but right now, Castano's just pulverizing Teixeira.
10 seconds left. We are about to crown a new king, a new WBO junior middleweight champion, and his name is Brian Castano.
Beautiful, guys. Way to go.
Dr. Lou Moret has it 120, 108. Robert Hoyle, 119, 109. And Zach Young, 117, 111. All for your winner by unanimous decision. And new WBO Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Brian Castano.
Here is our tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. Both men in their late 20s. Diaz, 28 years old, 5'6", with a 64-inch reach that is 4 inches shorter than the Russian, who brings in a perfect 15-0 record with 12 knockouts.
I like that jab that Diaz is stabbing
Whoa.
Rakhimov with.
Rakhimov got off balance there. Left hand from Jojo Diaz. Caught him again.
Diaz's accuracy can be a big factor in this fight. Rakhimov is an aggressive fighter, but his aggression can be used against him. It was in that last fight against Fuzili, where he was losing before the knockout in the 8th round, and part of that was because Fuzili was timing him, coming in and using that aggression against him.
Fuzili also boxed real nicely going backward. He had pretty fast hands and nice body punching right there by Jojo Diaz.
Oh, and a big left hand. You can see the Russian's neck snap to the left.
Rakhimov is rocked with that shot.
Earlier you said we were going to have a lot of blood here tonight, Sergio, and we see some now dripping onto the chest of Diaz Jr.
Yeah, it looks like Diaz's nose is bleeding.
Of course, in his fight against Tevin Farmer, one of the nastiest cuts you'll see. I don't know how he completed that fight, but somehow that cut cooperated. So the pandemic may have been a blessing in disguise, as it gave him plenty of time to have that cut heal. Nice snapping shot again as Rakhimov fires back.
Rakhimov is timing Diaz down.
Oh, nice shot there. The best one perhaps of the fight by Rakhimov, who even enjoyed his own work.
Stop. Jojo holding on until he got buzzed and rocked by that shot.
Joe, back up. Don't do that, all right? Let's go.
Rakhimov thinks Jojo's hurt a little bit.
That's the problem when you start putting on too much pressure. You're going to be susceptible to big punches and counter shots like that. Always got to fight behind that jab.
Rakhimov with an 80% knockout ratio. He does have power. Oh, nice left hand there from Rakhimov, and that physically moved Diaz. And you can see that woke something up inside of him, and he's firing back now, and we're finally getting the action we hope for.
There's the power of Rakhimov. He has it with that left hand.
I thought it was Diaz. I think they both landed left hands right there because I saw Diaz land a nice shot on Rakhimov.
Yeah, but I think Diaz got the worst of it. It's a cleaner punch by Rakhimov.
Right hand from Rakhimov.
Stop, Joe. Stop.
Nice left hand by Rakhimov right there.
He does well on the entry for sure.
Yeah, he's back though to that lunging technique we talked about, the stuff that Freddie Roach tried to break him of. If you're Jojo Diaz, kind of time some of that. If he's going to jump in and try to land a big shot, see if you can catch him when he comes in.
Oh, and there's a counter, right? That's what Chris Mannix wanted, and that's what Jojo Diaz delivered.
Rakhimov keeping his head up high.
Nice right hand by Diaz.
I mean, he's closing the show now, Diaz. In a close fight, Diaz is closing out the show like a champion.
There's a power punch landing for Rakhimov.
This has been a fight-saving finish, though, for Jojo Diaz, who looked like he was in big trouble in those middle rounds. But we talk about the conditioning, problematic, sure, in this fight for Diaz, who missed weight, but he has been the better conditioned fighter in these last few rounds.
Oh, nice entry-level shot. He's fallen back to his old ways. It has produced some success here in the last few rounds. Did he do enough? Will we have a new IBF Super Featherweight champion?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 exciting rounds of action inside the ring, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Robert Hoyle, 115, 113 for Diaz. Overruled by both Fernando Villarreal and Zach Young, who score it 114, 114. This bout is a majority draw.
Wow.
It is what it is, man.
Hey,
Good
right
fight.
here, guys.
Good fight. Very much.
Guys,
Yeah,
guys.
good thing.